This is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video overview of the ETFs. You can say, why do we do this? It's not because we like to look at a ton of charts. It's organization. Here's a fact. It's not an opinion. A vast majority of a stock's price movement, any stock's price movement, is related to the industry and the sector that it's in. So what do we want to do? We focus on leading sectors. In this instance, we look at the ETFs. What ETFs are strong? Those are areas we could look for stocks. Ones that are really weak, sectors that are really weak, ETFs that are really weak. You avoid those ETFs and you avoid the stocks in that group. It's that simple. Why not stack the deck in your favor? So let's go through it. Biotechnology. The purple line's the 200-day. The green line's the 50-day. This thing's really lagging. There's nothing to do with it. Leave it alone. Cloud computing, falling below the moving averages. There's nothing to do with cloud computing stocks at this point in time. This one's Dow Jones Internet. It's below the moving averages. There's nothing to do with it. Just be careful with it. You could click on FDN and find out the top 5 holdings. It'll give you an idea of what's going on. It'll also tell you stay away from them. IBD 50, forming a little pennant right here. It would be nice to see this lead, but it's got to punch through the 200-day. Okay? I'll just tell you that right now. Gold miners, below the falling 50-day, below the 50-day, below the falling 200-day. This gold miners, this needs to lift up. Okay? Until it does, be careful. Junior gold miners, there's nothing happening there. It's picking up a little bit, but it's below the moving average. So maybe this is the bottom. Why play the maybe game? Okay? Again, let's stack the deck in our favor. GLD, gold. Now this is starting to pick up a little bit. Compare and contrast. Junior gold miners, bleh. Gold, picking up a little bit. Something to look at. Lifted through that line on a volume pickup. Now, if you buy up here, this is a good lesson for everybody. If you buy up here, it's a little bit extended. Be careful with that. It's important to buy near the pivot. Here's an example. You see this line right here? I'm going to draw this for you. This is a great lesson for everybody. Clean and simple base. Nothing fancy. And it lifts off on that bar in a volume pickup. So you could buy some on this bar or some up here. Is there any edge in buying up here? No. Don't chase price too much. I encourage you because it can lead to larger losses. Buy right, sit tight. That'll help you. Hack. There's nothing going on here. Cybersecurity. It's below the falling 50-day. Leave it alone. Another biotechnology. Below the falling 50-day, below the 200-day. There's nothing great happening. Leave it alone. Online retail. Lagging. We'll upgrade this. It's below all the falling moving averages. Leave it alone. North American technology. What is this telling you? And what has it been telling you? Be careful with technology. Please know this. I am always bullish. I am looking for opportunity, but I want to do it. I want to get in when it's good to get in. There we go. There's North American tech is lagging. Medicines hanging in here, lifted off a little bit. All right, pulling back, not a lot of power here though, okay? Here's the best part. We're through the New Year's holidays, all right? So now we can watch the action and see it and act accordingly. Mid-cap, push through the 50-day. Maybe it'll go sideways and form a little handle. Not the cleanest chart here, okay? So be aware of that. Just passing that on to you. Home builders are hanging in here. You see that? That's hanging in. Going across these tops, there's potential there. There you go. Home builders. You can look, click on ITB, find out their top 5 or 10 holdings, see what stocks are in that group. There you go. This one was a lot of big tech names too, as it says right here. And it's pulling back here on decreasing or on some volume. Decreasing volume, but it is pulling back. Needs to find support on the 80 EMA or the 21 EMA. What does it also tell you? Just be a little cautious. Small caps, this is lagging. Look at this. That's why we haven't been doing any small cap stocks. What's the best thing it can do? Push through this line with really heavy volume. So far, there's very little accumulation in here. Be careful with small caps. Airline stocks, in 1 second, what does it tell you? Stay away from the airline stocks. Regional banking needs to push back above the 50-day, okay? Until it does, be cautious. Get over that 50-day with some volume. Potential. But they did sell it down on volume, didn't they? And it rallied on decreasing volume. You won't see this in any chart book saying, this is what you look for to buy. Okay, you won't. There you go. Another biotechnology ETF, dead, leave it alone. Mid cap, it's starting to pick up a little bit. Not a lot of power. Even on this bar, when it lifted up, it broke out across these tops right here, and I'll draw this for you to help you. Went across this line, but didn't demonstrate any power. Look, it closed below that line. So just, again, show me some power. There you go. Like, show me the money. Meta ETF needs to push above the 50-day. Oil services below the falling 50-day and 200-day, stay away. Online retail lagging, be careful. Showing a little bit of life. Infrastructure, you can always look at the name up here, okay, and see what it is. There's the ticker symbol and the name of it. Infrastructure is hanging in, but even on right here, even on Friday, pulled back. Not a lot there. Software lagging. Be careful with software. NASDAQ 100 starts to lift up, but note, how was the volume on this bar? It wasn't heavy. And the next day it gaps up and falls down on a pickup in volume. And since then, it's just dwindled down. That's just great chart reading. And it's nothing fancy. It's just looking at, you ready? The open, the high, the low, the close, and volume. That's it. This is not a good bar. It gaps up and reverses down on a pickup in volume. It's that simple. This bar is a decent bar. It lifted up, gapped up and lifted up. Stopped at the 50-day. What's the negative on this bar? This is a great lesson for everybody. Okay, this is what we do. See this bar right here? There's not a lot of power in it. Look at the selling volume here. All right, needed to show some power. And as it went up, there was never any conviction with it. You get a reversal bar up there on a volume pickup. And since then, what's it do? It just falls down. There you go. There's a good lesson for everybody. QQQ, similar situation. Needs to go above these tops. Hold on a second. There we go. Falling. Not a lot of power at this point in time. Retailing, hanging in. Not too bad. It's above the moving averages. You could look at some retailing stocks. There you go. Leading retailing stocks. You know what's in this ETF? My bet is this. Oh, a company called Home Depot. There you go. Cloud computing's below the falling 50-day, the green line. Not a lot of power right there. Be careful with it. Silver below the averages. Be careful with it. Steel lagging. Leave it alone. I'll update that. Just chopping around here, folks. There's just not much happening. Gaps up, reverses down below the falling 50-day. Got to leave it alone. There's nothing good with steel at this point in time. SMH. Now, this isn't too bad. Semiconductors. See that line I drew there? Needs to take out that line with volume. I'm going to drop that price alert a little bit because guess what? We'll be ready for that just in case. What's it going to need? It's going to need really heavy buying volume because there's some selling volume in this chart. You see that right there? Look at that bar. That's serious selling. Selling volume here. What does that tell us? There's sellers up there. There's big institutional sellers up there. What do we have to do? Got to overtake them. And how's it going to happen? Good price action combined with good volume action. Semiconductors, get out these tops. That would be nice to see. Spiders, lifting up a little bit here. Hit all-time highs this week, folks. That's good. And you ready for this? Look at this one. You see this? We bought this right here. You see the low here? And you see the low here? This is a simple higher-low setup. Simple. And we bought here a couple of times, gaps up more, and look at that run. At 10% in a week. There you go. Solar, there's nothing good here, folks. Leave it alone. It's below all the moving averages. Just forget it. Small cap, lagging, below the 200-day, nothing to do with it. By the way, do you notice how quickly we can go through these? After you've trained your eyes and minds, I look at these every day. I do this for the VIPs. I can go through this list. Oh gosh, you train your eyes and mind. It probably takes close to 30 to 45 seconds. Wow. And you're done. Tells us what to go with and what to avoid. Uranium, stay away. Oil, U.S. oil, needs to get above this top. This is loose though, isn't it? See that selling volume on this bar? You see that selling volume on this bar? Be careful with it. There's not a lot of sheet leadership there. Aerospace and defense below the falling 50-day, leave it alone. Home builders aren't too bad. Look at this. That's not too bad. You can look at some home builders. That's another ETF. This is the second ETF we've saw related to home building. Take a look. Materials. How do you build things? How do you build homes? You need materials. Look at this. It hit all-time highs 2 days ago. That's good. That's good. Energy just needs to push through the falling 50-day. Until that happens, be careful. Financials needs to push through the falling 50-day. Until it happens, be careful. Industrials, picking up a little bit above the moving averages, forming a handle right here, possibly. There it is. Needs to take out that top with some volume. Okay? There you go. This is not the cleanest pattern either. So be aware of that. Technology. Look at that. That hit all-time highs 4 days ago. Isn't that nice? There you go. Technology still leading. Love technology. Consumer staples is doing a good job. XLP. You can punch up XLP and find out their top 10 holdings. You might find a candidate in there. That's connecting the dots, systematizing. Utilities is lifting up. That's good to see in this respect. Potential money made there. What's the negative? Defensive. Defensive. Money's going to a defensive area. So be cautious. Be more cautious. Consumer discretionary needs to take out the cross of this line. I'll draw this for you. But so far, there's really not a lot of power there, is there? Down on heavy volume. Look at this. Look at the selling on this bar. Look at the selling here. I mean, it's supported here because it closed near the highs and it bounced a bit, but not a lot of power, so be careful. All right? Metals and mining above the moving averages. Perhaps this lifts across here. There you go. Something to look at. Am I saying it's going to? No, but it's a decent chart pattern. If it lifts through here, there's potential. You could also click on XME and find out the leading stocks in that group. You're done. Oil and gas, nothing. Retailing, nothing. Software, another software ETF, nothing. It's below the falling 200-day. What has it been? Look at the leadership it had for so long. Look at this. You see this run here? You see this run here? Look at this. Guess what we were involved in during this period of time? This is why we do this. Folks, it's not rocket science. You see this happening with the ETF? Doing this, does that, and then it does that, and then it starts to do this. You can start looking at some software stocks. And what did we do? Yeah, through this run, you're darn right we own some software stocks. They were keyless stocks. That's good money. It's not fancy. It's simple. There's software lagging now and back to the top. Let's take a look at the MAXLIST stocks. Here's Apple. Apple's just going sideways. We own down lower. It's been a great trend. We sold some for profits. If this can take out those tops, that would be very constructive. By the way, notice I said if. I didn't say when. We don't play that game. We let the price action tell us, but we will be prepared, and we've got price alerts set. Again, we own this down here. All right, we've sold some profits for profits, and now we wait. But that's a nice base up there, folks. Amazon fell the last day of the year on a slight pickup in volume. There's really no powerful pattern here at this time. The only thing that would be of interest, if this can lift back and take out Friday's highs, and it does it on a big pickup in volume. Till that happens, just got to leave it alone. Always ask yourself, would you see this chart pattern in any book saying this is what you look for a high probability setup? No. Needs to push through here on really heavy volume. Has it done it before? Look at right here. Historical precedent. Right there. And off to the races. There you go. So we'll be ready. We'll be ready. We'll see what happens. Continue onwards. Alibaba, there's nothing good here, folks. It's below the moving averages. Leave it alone. It's even below the falling 200-day. BIDU, same situation. And I'll refresh this for you so that you can see. You can say, oh, that's a pretty good day here. Yeah, it's below the falling 50-day and below the falling 200-day. Here's a really simple foundation for you. Be careful with stocks below the falling 50-day. Just if you do that, if you say to yourself, I'm only going to buy, my focus lists are only going to be stocks above a rising 50-day, you will dramatically improve your investing results. It's that simple. There you go. Let's continue onwards with the MAXLIST. Facebook, I like this base right here. See this right here? I like this. Fell on slightly heavier volume on Friday, but it wasn't really heavy volume. See these tops? Or it's Meta now, excuse me. Meta platforms. I'll always call it Facebook, I guess. Anyway, needs to go across these tops. Then that would be power. We just got to wait and see what happens. Google, we own Google from lower. See these tops right here? This would be good. Going across these tops. Until that happens, just got to leave it alone for right now. It's that simple. Don't impose your will on it. Let price and volume action tell us what to do. Goldman Sachs is nothing. Here we go. Goldman Sachs. It's below the falling 50-day, approaching the rising 200. There's nothing here, folks. Just leave it alone. Focus on patterns that everybody can see. It increases the odds that they will buy also. And isn't that what we want? We want other people seeing what we see and acting on it. MasterCard. The potential tops right here. Not a lot of power in this. Note this too. This fell on really heavy volume. I mean, look at these volume bars. And it's rallying on decreasing volume. There's not a lot of power there. You're not going to see this chart pattern in any book saying, this is what you look for. This is it. Microsoft. We're in great shape with this. We own Microsoft from down lower. And what have we, like here, and what have we done? We've sold some into strength. All right. We're in good shape. No matter what happens, we won't lose on this stock. We're going to make money. By using the tactics combined with discipline, it guarantees profits for us. It's that simple. Netflix, nothing. There's nothing good here. Just leave it alone. There's nothing really to do with it. What would we need to see? And it's below the falling 50-day. If anything, it's got to take out the top of this bar with really heavy volume. Netflix was very good to us in August and September. Look at that clean and simple base. Lifts, then another buy. That's good money. It's 100 plus points. But right now, there's nothing real special with it. It's that simple. It was looking good right here, but then Friday kind of put the kibosh on it for right now. If anything, it's got to get back above this line and volume. And it's below the falling 50-day. Not high probability. Square, yeah, we can't even say the words we think about this one. This is bad. This is bad. Just leave it alone. There's nothing to do with it. Nvidia. I like this top right here on Nvidia. If this could lift off through here, through these tops, that would be good. Also, there's another setup here. A bounce off the rising 50-day. Right here. Note also, what's another plus? It's falling on decreasing volume. So the selling pressure's dried up. If this market turns, this stock could, I'm not saying it will, could bounce off the 50-day on a volume pickup. That could be a potential buy. It's above the rising 50-day. And it is what? A MAXLIST stock. Love them. There's Tesla. Tesla's got a nice base right here, folks. We owned this down here. We bought this here, sold some into strength. Okay. If this can just, and by the way, what do you see right here? It's forming a handle. What's constructive about this handle? This is a great lesson for everybody. It goes up on good volume and it pulls back on decreasing volume. Isn't that awesome? If this can lift off the 50-day, which is the green line, with a big volume pickup, that could be a potential spot to buy some. Okay? Add on, we own from lower. We own from down here and here. Okay? Add on or a new buy. You start small, and then if it takes out the tops right here, you could buy more. It's forming a little cup with a handle. Rising on heavier volume, pulling back on decreasing volume. But again, I stress, let the price and volume action tell you what to do. It's that simple. If this, then that. Twitter, I guess the tweets they're not cutting it, are they? There's nothing good with this. Visa, it's lagging. There's nothing to do with it. Just leave it alone. There's better places to put your money.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.